I installed the first camera on a Tuesday morning. By Friday, we had 12 cameras covering Maple Grove Court. By the end of the month, I knew every secret on our street, and I'd destroyed 5 families in the process. People ask me now, the police, the lawyers, the journalist from Channel 8 who keeps calling, if I regret it. If I knew what I was doing when I suggested the neighborhood watch. If I planned to ruin everyone's lives. I tell them no. I tell them I just wanted to catch a thief, but we both know that's only half true. My name is Diana Foster. I'm 37 years old, former insurance investigator, current stay-at-home mother of 2, and the woman who turned our quiet suburban cul-de-sac into a surveillance state. This is the story of how security cameras became weapons, how watching became destroying, how 5 families fell apart because we all thought we had nothing to hide. Spoiler, we all did. It started in late September. Someone broke into the Martinez house while they were at their daughter's soccer tournament. Nothing major taken. Some cash from a drawer, a laptop. Maria's pearl necklace, family heirloom, irreplaceable. The police came, took statements, said there'd been a string of burglaries in the area, told us to be careful, lock our doors, install alarms. Then they left, and we were scared. Maple Grove Court had always been safe. 5 houses arranged in a perfect circle around a shared green space. Kids played there. We had block parties, 4th of July barbecues, Christmas caroling. We knew each other, or thought we did. There were 5 families on our street. Us, the Fosters. Me, Diana, my husband Mark, 42, software engineer. Our kids Lily, 10, and Ben, 7. The Martinez family. Maria, 35, a nurse. Her husband Carlos, 38, contractor. Their daughter Sophia, 12. The Hendersons. Patricia, 45, real estate agent. Her husband Greg, 48, financial advisor. Empty nesters with kids in college. The Chens. Linda, 33, pharmacist. Her husband David, 35, accountant. Newlyweds, married 2 years. And the Parkers. Jennifer, 29, yoga instructor. Her husband Ryan, 31, sales manager. No kids yet, but trying. 5 families, 5 houses, 1 cul-de-sac. On the surface, friendly neighbors. Borrowed cups of sugar, waved hello, smiled. Underneath, strangers living next to strangers. The day after the Martinez burglary, I was getting mail when Patricia Henderson stopped me. Terrible about Maria, she said. Hair perfect despite the wind. Real estate agent smile. Makes you wonder if we're safe anymore. The police said it's random, I offered. Random, she laughed, hollow. Nothing's random in neighborhoods like this. What do you mean? I mean someone's watching, waiting, knowing when we're home, when we're not. A chill ran through me. You think someone's surveilling us? Don't you? I did. I just hadn't said it out loud yet. What should we do? I asked. Patricia leaned in, conspiratorial. We should watch back, get cameras, form a neighborhood watch, protect ourselves. That's intense. Is it? Or is it smart? I thought about my kids, about Lily walking home from the bus stop alone, about Ben playing in the front yard, about Mark working late, leaving me alone. I'll talk to Mark, I said. Talk to the others too. Safety in numbers. That evening, I mentioned it to Mark. He was distracted, laptop open, work email scrolling. Cameras? He said without looking up. Sure, whatever makes you feel safe. Whatever makes you feel safe. Not whatever keeps us safe. Just me. Small distinction. Bothered me anyway. I texted the neighborhood group chat, the one we used for block party planning and lost pet alerts. Wrote, "Hey everyone, after the Martinez break-in, I think we should consider a neighborhood watch. Maybe install security cameras? Thoughts?" Responses came quickly. Maria Martinez texted back, yes, absolutely. Patricia Henderson said she'd already ordered hers. Amazon delivery tomorrow. Linda Chen thought it was a great idea. She and David would get some. Jennifer Parker said she was in. Ryan had been worried too. Within an hour, we'd created a plan, a proper WhatsApp group called Maple Grove Security Team. We'd each install cameras covering our properties, share footage if needed, report suspicious activity, for safety, for security, for peace of mind. We had no idea what we were actually creating. The cameras arrived over the next week. Different brands, different angles, but same purpose. Watch everything. I installed ours myself. Former insurance investigator, I knew what to look for, where blind spots were, how to maximize coverage. Front door camera, backyard camera, driveway camera, side yard camera, 4 angles, complete coverage. Mark barely noticed. "Looks good," he said when I showed him the app on my phone. 4 live feeds, recording 24/7, cloud storage. "You can check them from work," I said. "Make sure the kids get home safe." "You're home. You'll know." "Right. I'm home. Always home." I watched the other families install theirs. Patricia Henderson hired professionals. 3 cameras, top of the line. The Chens did it themselves, Linda directing David like a general commanding troops. Jennifer Parker's went up crooked, she and Ryan clearly arguing about placement. The Martinez family had the most. 6 cameras, every angle covered. Maria wasn't taking chances. Within 2 weeks, Maple Grove Court was a panopticon. 12 cameras total. Every inch of our little circle recorded. We created a shared Google Drive. Each family uploaded their camera feed links, password protected. For emergencies only, we agreed. But curiosity is stronger than agreements. The first time I checked someone else's camera, it was innocent. Sort of. Jennifer Parker had posted in the WhatsApp group asking if anyone had seen a package delivered to their house. Tracking said it arrived, but they couldn't find it. I pulled up her front door camera, scrolled back through the day, found the delivery at 2:15 p.m. Driver set package on porch, rang bell, left. Then, at 2:45 p.m., a figure approached, picked up the package, walked away. I couldn't see the face clearly, but I recognized the jacket. David Chen, Linda's husband. I screenshot the footage, sent it to Jennifer privately. Told her I'd found her package. David Chen took it. Probably grabbed it by mistake? Jennifer texted back saying that was weird. Why would he take their package? I suggested maybe he thought it was theirs. Houses look similar from the street. Jennifer said maybe she'd asked Linda, but something felt off. David Chen was an accountant, detail-oriented. He wouldn't grab the wrong package by mistake. Unless it wasn't a mistake. I went back to the footage, watched it again. Closer this time. David approached Jennifer's porch, looked around, nervous, checked his watch, then grabbed the package and walked not toward his house, toward his car, put it in the trunk, drove away. Deliberate, calculated, not a mistake. I didn't tell Jennifer that part, not yet, but I saved the footage, marked it, filed it away. My insurance investigator brain kicking in. Something's wrong here. That night, I couldn't sleep. Lay in bed next to Mark, snoring, oblivious, thinking about David Chen stealing packages. Why? What was in it? Where did he take it? At 2 a.m., I gave up on sleep, grabbed my phone, opened the camera feeds. All of them. Not just ours. The Martinez cameras showed their dark house, Carlos's truck in the driveway. Everything still. The Henderson cameras showed their backyard pool, lit up blue. Nobody swimming, just empty water. The Chen cameras showed, their living room camera showed Linda, awake, sitting on the couch, staring at her laptop, crying at 2 a.m., alone, crying. I zoomed in, her face illuminated by the screen, tears streaming. She closed the laptop, put her head in her hands, shoulders shaking. I felt like a voyeur. This was private, intimate. I shouldn't be watching. but I couldn't look away. What was on that laptop? Why was she crying? I checked the Parker cameras, their bedroom window visible from the backyard angle. Lights on, shadows moving, Ryan and Jennifer arguing. I couldn't hear, but body language was clear. Him gesturing angrily, her crying, him throwing his hands up, her sitting on the bed, defeated. 2:30 a.m., everyone awake, everyone suffering, and I was watching it all. I closed the app, put the phone down, felt sick. This was wrong. This wasn't security. This was surveillance, invasion. But also, knowledge is power. And I had questions. Questions I couldn't ask without revealing I'd been watching. So I watched more. The WhatsApp group became our lifeline, our confessional, our gossip mill. At first, it was innocent. Maria Martinez posted saying a car drove slowly past their house twice that morning. White sedan. Did anyone else see it? Patricia Henderson said she'd check her footage. I told them I'd checked ours too. Same car, looked like a lost delivery driver. Linda Chen thought it was probably Amazon. They're always lost in our neighborhood. Safe, normal, neighborly. But then the posts got different. Jennifer Parker asked if anyone heard dogs barking last night around 11 p.m. It woke her up. I said, I didn't hear anything. Patricia Henderson said nothing on their cameras. Maria Martinez pointed out, we don't have dogs on this street. Jennifer responded, exactly. So where did the barking come from? Nobody answered. Because checking the footage meant admitting we were watching all the time. I pulled up Jennifer's cameras that night, 11 p.m. timestamp. Backyard audio picked up sounds, but not dogs barking, moaning, rhythmic, unmistakable, sex sounds, coming from the Henderson house. I checked Patricia's backyard camera, pool area, 2 people, not Patricia and Greg, Patricia and someone else, younger, male. I enhanced the image as much as possible without professional software. Holy shit! Ryan Parker, Jennifer's husband. Patricia Henderson and Ryan Parker were fucking in her pool while Greg was... Where? Where was Greg? I checked their garage camera timestamp. Greg's car missing. He was gone. Patricia was cheating on Greg with Ryan, the 29-year-old yoga instructor's husband, and Jennifer had heard them. The dog barking was her husband fucking their neighbor. I sat back, hands shaking. This was bad. This was nuclear. Do I tell Jennifer? Do I tell Greg? Do I say nothing? Before I could decide, another message appeared in the group. Maria Martinez asking if someone could check their footage from last Thursday afternoon. Carlos said he came home at 4 p.m., but she could swear he wasn't there until 6. Patricia Henderson said she'd look. I said the same. I pulled up Thursday, 4 p.m. Carlos's truck pulled into the Martinez driveway. He got out, went inside. Timestamp, 4:03 p.m. Maria was wrong. He was home at 4. But wait. I zoomed in on Carlos getting out of the truck. He looked disheveled, shirt untucked, hair messy. He checked his phone, looked around nervously, then went inside. Where had he been? Why was he nervous? I rewound further, checked when he left that morning, 7 a.m., normal work clothes, contractor gear. Then I fast-forwarded through the day. His truck appeared again at 11:30 a.m. He parked, went inside, emerged 20 minutes later with different clothes, left again. Came back at 2 p.m., stayed 15 minutes, left. Came back at 4 p.m., stayed. He'd been home 3 times during the workday, when Maria was at her nursing shift. Why? I checked the other cameras. The Henderson camera had a partial angle of the Martinez house. At 11:30 a.m., when Carlos came home, another car was visible in their driveway, parked behind the house, hidden from the street. I couldn't see the plates, but I recognized the car. Greg Henderson's BMW. Carlos Martinez and Greg Henderson in the Martinez house while Maria worked, while Patricia... Oh, God. Carlos and Greg were having an affair. That's why Patricia was fucking Ryan. She knew. She knew Greg was cheating. And Maria didn't know. Neither did Jennifer. The secrets were stacking, layering, intersecting. I needed to tell someone. But who? And how? If I revealed what I knew, I'd have to admit I'd been watching everyone's cameras obsessively. I'd become the creep, the voyeur, the problem. So I stayed silent, watched more, collected evidence like I used to do for insurance fraud cases. Only this wasn't fraud. This was lives, families, people I knew. But I couldn't stop, because the more I watched, the more I saw. And what I saw was horrifying. I'd noticed Linda crying that first night at 2 a.m., started checking her cameras regularly. Same pattern, every few nights, late, alone, crying over her laptop. Where was David during these episodes? I checked his patterns. Most nights he was there, sleeping, oblivious. But Tuesdays and Thursdays? Gone. Car missing from driveway. 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Poker night with the guys, he'd mentioned once at a block party. But poker night doesn't happen twice a week, and it doesn't make your wife cry. I checked my own camera footage. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. David's car left his driveway, returned to our driveway. Wait, what? I rewound, watched closer. David pulled into our driveway, parked, got out, walked to our front door, knocked. Mark answered. They talked briefly. David handed Mark something, small, envelope-sized. Mark handed David cash. They both looked around nervously. Transaction complete. David left. This happened every Tuesday and Thursday, for weeks. What the fuck was Mark buying from David Chen? I confronted Mark that night. Waited until the kids were asleep. What are you buying from David Chen? He froze. Laptop open. Face going pale. What? I've seen the cameras. Every Tuesday and Thursday. He comes here. You pay him cash. What is it? Silence. Long. Painful. Then, Adderall. What? Prescription Adderall. I've been buying it from him. Why? You don't have a prescription. I need it for work, to focus, to keep up. Everyone at my level takes something. David Chen is selling you prescription drugs? He's a pharmacist's husband. Linda has access. They need money. It's mutually beneficial. I stared at him. My husband, buying illegal drugs from our neighbor, while I watched our kids, kept our house, lived in ignorance. How long? I asked. 6 months. Jesus Christ, Mark. Don't judge me. You don't understand the pressure. I don't understand? I'm home with 2 kids all day while you're popping pills to keep up with 25-year-olds. That's not fair. None of this is fair. We didn't speak for 3 days after that, but I understood now. Linda cried because she knew. She knew David was selling her pharmacy's drugs. She was complicit, terrified, trapped, and I had it all on camera. Patricia and Ryan were still meeting. Pool sessions every Tuesday and Friday, when Greg was working late. Except Greg wasn't working late. I'd tracked his car on my front camera. He left at 7 p.m. on those nights, returned at 11 p.m. But where? I checked the neighborhood cameras. Caught his BMW passing the Martinez house at 7:15 p.m. Then, nothing. He disappeared. No cameras picked him up leaving the neighborhood, which meant he stayed in the neighborhood. Carlos Martinez's house. That's where Greg went, where Carlos met him. while Maria worked night shifts at the hospital, while Patricia fucked Ryan in their pool. The symmetry was almost poetic. Both spouses cheating, neither knowing about the other. Or did they know? I checked older footage, weeks back, found something. Patricia's garage camera, internal. She'd walked past it once, not realizing it recorded inside too. In the background, a laptop open on a workbench, screen visible. I zoomed in, enhanced, squinted. Dating app, Grindr, Greg's profile, active. Patricia knew. She knew Greg was gay, or bi, or whatever, and she didn't care. She was getting hers elsewhere. This wasn't betrayal. This was arrangement. Except Ryan didn't know it was an arrangement. Jennifer didn't know Ryan was involved, and Maria definitely didn't know Carlos was Greg's, what, lover? Boyfriend? Affair? The web was getting tangled. Jennifer had mentioned once, casually at a block party, that she and Ryan were trying, but the cameras showed something different. Every Monday and Wednesday, Jennifer drove away at noon, returned at 3 p.m., always the same schedule. I couldn't see where she went from our cameras, but I could see her return. And every time she looked exhausted, defeated. Fertility clinic? Possible. But then I noticed Ryan never went with her, never accompanied her on these trips. Wasn't that standard for couples trying to conceive? Unless they weren't actually trying together. I checked Ryan's patterns, Monday and Wednesday afternoons, when Jennifer was gone. Patricia Henderson's car arrived at the Parker house, parked in their garage, hidden from street view. Stayed 2 hours, left before Jennifer returned. Ryan wasn't supporting Jennifer's fertility journey. He was fucking Patricia while Jennifer was at the clinic. The cruelty of it made me sick. Jennifer wanted a baby, Ryan wanted their neighbor, and Jennifer had no idea. I'd been so focused on everyone else's secrets, I almost missed my own. October 15th, Tuesday afternoon. I'd taken the kids to their piano lessons, gone from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Checked my own cameras when I got home. Routine, habit. Saw Mark's car in the driveway, 1:30 p.m. He was supposed to be at work. Watched him enter the house, alone. Checked the interior cameras. Yes, I'd installed one in the living room for security. Mark walked in. Paced. Checked his phone. Nervous. Then the front door opened again. Someone else entered. Linda Chen. They stood in my living room, talking. I couldn't hear audio, but body language was clear. Intense. Intimate. Mark touched her arm. She pulled away. He stepped closer. She shook her head. He said something. She started crying. Then he kissed her. She kissed back. My husband, my neighbor, in my living room, while I was at piano lessons with our kids. I watched the timestamp. 15 minutes. They talked, touched, kissed again. Then she left. He left 5 minutes later, back to work, like nothing happened. I sat on my bedroom floor, laptop open, watching my husband betray me in our own home. How long had this been going on? I scrolled back through weeks of footage, found them together 3 other times, always Tuesday afternoons, always when I was out. Piano lessons, grocery shopping, school pickup timing. He'd learned my schedule, used it against me. And Linda who cried at 2 a.m. because her husband sold drugs. Linda who I'd felt sorry for. She was fucking my husband. The rage that hit me was white hot, blinding. I wanted to scream, to confront them, to destroy them both. But I didn't, because I had evidence. Mountains of it. Every secret on this street, recorded, time-stamped, undeniable, and I was going to use it. I spent 3 days organizing everything. Spreadsheets, timelines, video clips, screenshots, Mapped out every secret. Patricia and Ryan, affair, pool sessions, Tuesdays and Fridays. Greg and Carlos, affair, Carlos's house, Tuesdays and Fridays. David and Mark, drug transactions, every Tuesday and Thursday. Linda and Mark, affair, my house, Tuesday afternoons. Jennifer, unknown fertility treatments, alone, husband cheating. Maria, oblivious to Carlos's affair with Greg. 5 families, 10 adults, countless lies, all caught on camera. The irony wasn't lost on me. We'd installed these cameras for security, protection, safety. Instead, we'd built a surveillance system that captured our own destruction. But I wasn't going to sit on this information. I wasn't going to pretend I didn't know, because knowing and saying nothing makes you complicit. I'd learned that the hard way. My original plan, the one I tell myself I believed, was to find out if Mark was cheating. That's why I staged the burglaries. Yes, I staged them. The Martinez break-in wasn't random. It was me. I'd researched their schedule, knew when they'd be at Sophia's soccer tournament, knew they always left the garage door unlocked. Camera footage from previous weeks had shown me that. I wore gloves, took minimal items, made it look like a typical burglary, all to create fear, to justify surveillance, to get cameras installed everywhere, so I could watch, investigate, find proof. And I found proof, more than I bargained for. Now the question was, what do I do with it? Option A, confront Mark privately, divorce quietly, leave everyone else's secrets buried. But that felt wrong. Why should they get to continue lying, hurting people? Option B, expose everything. Tell everyone what I knew. Let the chips fall. Nuclear option, destroy 5 families, including mine. Option C, selective exposure. Tell only the innocent victims. Let them decide. Tricky. Who's innocent? Jennifer didn't know about Ryan. Maria didn't know about Carlos, but both of their spouses were also victims of other affairs. Everyone was interconnected. Pulling one thread would unravel everything. I sat with this for days, paralyzed by choice. Then Mark came home late on a Thursday, 11 p.m., smelling like perfume, Linda's perfume. I recognized it. He kissed my forehead, said he'd been working late, asked if I'd eaten dinner, lied to my face. That's when I decided. Option B, nuclear. They all deserve to know, every single one of them. I called an emergency neighborhood watch meeting, Friday evening, 7 p.m., my house. Posted in the WhatsApp group, "Hi everyone, we need to meet. Friday, 7 p.m., my house. Important security update. Please make it a priority." Responses came in quickly. Maria said she'd be there. Patricia asked what it was about. I said, "Better to discuss in person. Please come." Linda said she and David would both come. Jennifer said the same about her and Ryan. Friday arrived. I set up my living room. Coffee table clear, laptop connected to TV, 10 folding chairs arranged in a circle. Mark asked what this was about. I said, "Neighborhood watch business." He shrugged, didn't care. Too busy with work, with Linda, with lying. 7 p.m., doorbell rang. They arrived, one by one. Maria and Carlos Martinez, her looking tired from a hospital shift, him looking nervous. Patricia and Greg Henderson, her in workout clothes, him in a suit from work. Linda and David Chen, her avoiding my eyes, him oblivious. Jennifer and Ryan Parker, her holding his hand, him checking his phone. Mark joined us, sat next to me, smiled at everyone. 10 people, 5 couples, dozens of secrets. I stood, faced them. "Thank you for coming. I know this is unusual, but I've discovered something through our neighborhood watch cameras that you all need to know about." "What kind of something?" Patricia asked, guarded. "Security threats?" Greg added. "Not external threats," I said, "internal ones." Confused looks. Mark frowned. Diana, what's this about? It's about what I've seen, what the cameras have recorded over the past month. Dead silence. You've been watching our cameras? Linda asked, voice small. Yes, all of them, 24/7, and I've found things. Things? Carlos repeated. Secrets, lies, affairs. The room froze. 10 people stopped breathing. Diana, Mark started. Let me show you, I said. Open my laptop, connected to the TV. First clip. Patricia and Ryan in the Henderson pool. Unmistakable, clear. Jennifer gasped, stood up. What the fuck? Ryan went white. Jen, I can explain. Explain this, she pointed at the screen. Her husband fucking their neighbor. It's, Ryan stammered. Greg Henderson stood, calm, eerily calm. I knew. Everyone looked at him. I knew about Patricia and Ryan, have known for months. You knew? Patricia said, shocked. You're not exactly subtle. Pool sex visible from the bedroom window. I'm not blind. Then why didn't you say anything? She demanded. Because I didn't care. Our marriage ended years ago. You know that. So you just let me cheat? Let you? I was doing the same thing. I clicked to the next clip. Greg and Carlos. Entering the Martinez house. Clear timestamp. Multiple dates. Maria stood, shaking. Carlos? He couldn't speak, just stared. You're gay? Maria whispered. Bi, he said quietly. I'm bisexual. I've been seeing Greg for 8 months. She slapped him, hard, then turned to me. You recorded this? You've been spying on us? I recorded everything, I said. Clicked to the next clip. David Chen and Mark Foster. Cash exchange. Drug transaction. Linda stood. David, what is that? I can explain. You're selling drugs? Using my pharmacy credentials? We needed the money. We? She looked at him. Horror. I never agreed to this. You knew. You had to know. I suspected. I didn't know. There's a difference. Next clip. Mark and Linda, in my living room, kissing. The room erupted. What the fuck? I shouted, even though I'd known. Seeing it on the big screen, in front of everyone, made it real. Mark stood. Diana, please, let you what? Explain? Lie more? You've been fucking her in our house while I took care of our kids. Linda was crying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It just happened. It just happened? I screamed. 4 times. Scheduled? Tuesday afternoons? That's not just happening. David lunged at Mark. Greg grabbed him, held him back. Chaos. Everyone shouting, crying, accusing. Jennifer screamed at Ryan. Maria screamed at Carlos. Linda screamed at David. I screamed at Mark. Patricia sat, silent, watching the implosion. Then she started laughing. Everyone stopped, looked at her. This is perfect, she said. Absolutely perfect. We all thought we were so careful, so smart. But Diana saw everything. You think this is funny? Jennifer shouted. It's hilarious. We installed cameras to catch a thief. Instead, we caught ourselves. You're insane, Maria said. No, I'm honest. Finally honest. Greg and I have been done for years. We stayed together for appearances, for finances, but our marriage is a shell. Now everyone knows. I didn't know, Greg said quietly. What? That you were done. I thought you still loved me. That's why I kept the affair secret, to not hurt you. Patricia's laugh died. You kept it secret to protect me? Yes. They stared at each other. Years of marriage, years of lies, years of crossed wires and miscommunication. We're idiots, Patricia whispered. Yes, Greg agreed. Maria spoke next, quiet, broken. I want a divorce. Carlos nodded. I understand. I want you out, tonight. I don't care where you go, just leave. He left without another word. David tried to approach Linda. She held up her hand. Don't touch me, don't talk to me. I can't even look at you. He left too. Ryan and Jennifer stood. She pulled off her wedding ring, threw it at him. We're done. I'll get a lawyer Monday. He caught the ring, left. Mark turned to me. Diana, get out. This is my house too. Get out. He left. Then it was just us. 4 women. Destroyed marriages, shattered lives. Maria, Patricia, Linda, Jennifer, and me. We sat in silence. Finally, Maria said, "You recorded all of this, saved it, planned this confrontation."
Yes. Why?
Because I needed to know about Mark, about everyone, and once I knew, I couldn't unknow, couldn't pretend. "You could have told us privately," Jennifer said, bitter. "Didn't have to blow up everything publicly. Would you have believed me, any of you, if I'd come to you privately with accusations? Or would you have defended your husbands, attacked me?" Silence, because I was right. "This was cruel," Linda said. "Yes," I agreed. "It was." "You're no better than them," Patricia said. "I know." We sat, 5 women, 5 destroyed marriages, 1 neighborhood in ruins. "What now?" Maria asked. "Now," I said, "we figure out what truth costs." The men didn't come back that night or the next. Carlos stayed at a hotel, David went to his parents, Ryan found an Airbnb. Mark stayed at his brother's. Greg remained a mystery, probably with Carlos. The wives stayed, in our houses, on our street, Maple Grove Court. The cameras still recorded. We still had access to all the feeds, but nobody was watching anymore. What was the point? We'd already seen everything. Monday morning, Maria filed for divorce. By Tuesday, Jennifer had 2. Wednesday, Linda filed. I filed Thursday. Patricia and Greg had a different conversation. I saw them, not on cameras, just through my window, sitting on their porch, talking for hours, crying, hugging. Friday, they released a statement to the neighborhood because, yes, this became neighborhood news. They were separating amicably, selling the house, splitting assets, remaining friends, the most mature divorce I'd ever witnessed. The police came the following week. Anonymous tip about drug sales on Maple Grove Court. David Chen was arrested. Linda's pharmacy credentials were investigated. She wasn't charged. No proof she'd participated, but she lost her job. Complicity by association. Mark's company drug tested him. He failed, got fired. The secret I'd exposed destroyed 2 careers in addition to 4 marriages. Maybe 5.
Jennifer never told me what fertility treatments she'd been getting, just that they'd stopped.
No point having a baby alone. Not now. Our street became infamous. Local news picked up the story. Neighborhood watch gone wrong. Surveillance reveals multiple affairs. The irony made headlines. We'd wanted security. We got destruction. The Parkers moved out first. House sold in 2 weeks. Jennifer went back to her hometown. No forwarding address. The Chens followed. David went to prison for 6 months. Prescription drug trafficking. Linda disappeared. Some said she moved to the West Coast. Others said Florida. Nobody knew for sure. The Martinezes took longer. Maria stayed in her house, raised Sophia alone. Carlos moved in with Greg somewhere in the city. They're apparently still together. Good for them. The Hendersons sold within a month. Amicable split. Patricia bought a condo downtown. Greg bought a townhouse near Carlos. Their divorce was the only one that felt okay. That left me and Mark. Our divorce was brutal. Lawyers, custody battles, division of assets. He claimed I'd violated his privacy, that the cameras were illegal surveillance, that I'd set him up. I claimed adultery, drug use, abandonment. We fought for 8 months. In the end, joint custody of the kids. He got weekends, I got weekdays. We sold the house, split everything 50-50. I moved to an apartment across town. Small, 2 bedrooms, no yard, no neighbors I know, no cameras. I can't bring myself to install even a doorbell camera. The thought makes me sick. I've seen enough. More than enough. Mark's living with someone new now.
Met her at an NA meeting, court-ordered after the drug charges. She's a teacher. Seems nice. The kids like her. He says he's sober, clean for 6 months. I choose to believe him. For Lily and Ben. We're cordial now, polite, co-parents who once loved each other and now just coexist. Better than the alternative. Better than the hate. David Chen went to prison.
6 months for prescription drug trafficking. Linda testified against him. Immunity deal in exchange for cooperation. She lost her pharmacy job anyway. No one wants to hire a pharmacist whose husband stole from her workplace. Guilty by association. Last I heard, she'd moved to Oregon, waitressing, starting over. 40 years old and starting from zero. I feel guilt about that sometimes. Late at night when I can't sleep. Did I destroy her life? Or did David? Or did she destroy it herself by staying silent? Shared blame, shared destruction. Carlos and Greg are still together, living in the city, apparently happy. They sent me a Christmas card last year. It felt surreal. The 2 men whose affair I'd exposed, thanking me. You freed us, the card said, from lies, from pretending, from marriages that were already dead. Thank you. I didn't respond. Didn't know what to say. You're welcome for ruining everything? Glad I could help destroy multiple families? Maria's doing better. Raised Sophia alone. Stronger than before. Started dating again. A doctor from the hospital. His name is Daniel. Mid-40s. Divorced. 2 kids of his own. He knows the whole story. Maria told him on their 3rd date. Expected him to run. He didn't. Everyone has a past, he said. Yours just has better documentation. She laughed. First time she'd laughed about it. We get coffee sometimes. Not friends exactly. More like survivors. Bonded by mutual destruction. War veterans who understand each other's nightmares without needing to explain. Last time we met, she brought Sophia. 12 years old now. Taller. Quieter. More guarded. How are you doing? I asked her. Sophia shrugged. Fine. School good? Yeah. Maria gave me an apologetic look. She's still processing. Therapist says it'll take time. I understand. Do I, though? Do I understand what I did to this kid? What I did to all the kids caught in the crossfire? After Sophia excused herself to the bathroom, Maria leaned in. She asked me last week if I was glad you exposed Dad, if I wished I still didn't know. What did you say? I said I'm glad I know, but I wish I'd found out differently. I'm sorry. I know. She told me once, early on when the wounds were still fresh, I'm angrier at Carlos for lying than for being gay. If he'd just been honest, we could have figured it out. Maybe divorced amicably, stayed friends, co-parented like adults. But he chose lies, years of lies, and that's unforgivable. I understood that. The lying hurts more than the betrayal sometimes, because it means they thought you were too stupid to notice, too weak to handle the truth, too insignificant to deserve honesty. But then she added, that said, I'm also angry at you. I know. You didn't have to do it that way. Public, humiliating, in front of everyone. Would you have believed me if I'd told you privately? She thought about that. Long pause. Probably not. Not without proof. And even with proof, I might have stayed in denial, tried to work it out, wasted more years. So I'm angry at you for how you did it, but I'm grateful you did it. Both things can be true. Yeah, both things can be true. The Hendersons sold their house within a month. Patricia bought a condo downtown, glass towers, city views, the kind of place that screams successful divorcee. Real estate career thriving. She posts on Instagram constantly, divorced and loving it vibes. Travel photos, wine nights with girlfriends, gym selfies. Part of it's performance. I know her well enough to see that, but part of it's real. She seems lighter, freer. I ran into her at a coffee shop 2 months ago. Awkward. We hadn't spoken since that night. "Diana," she said. Cool, professional. "Patricia. How are you?" "Fine. You?" "Good. Really good, actually." Silence. What do you say to someone whose marriage you destroyed, but who seems better for it? "Greg and I had lunch last week," she offered. "Civil, pleasant even." That's good. We talked about what went wrong, really talked. Probably should have done that 15 years ago. She stirred her latte. He said something interesting. Said he realized we'd both been performing our marriage for so long we'd forgotten what real marriage felt like. Performing? Playing roles, perfect suburban couple. Neither of us was happy, but we were comfortable. And comfort is harder to leave than unhappiness. I thought about that. Mark and I had been comfortable too, until we weren't. "Do you regret it?" I asked. "The affair? Greg?" "I regret the lying, the sneaking. I don't regret finding out Greg was gay. That freed both of us." "And Ryan?" She laughed, sharp. "Ryan was a mistake, a symptom, not a solution. I thought revenge would feel good. It didn't. It just made everything messier." "Do you still talk to him?" "God, no. He and Jennifer tried reconciliation for a while. Couples therapy, the works. Didn't work out. She's somewhere in Ohio now. He's dating a woman from his gym." "Good for him." "Is it, though?" Patricia leaned back. "He lost his wife, his marriage, his reputation, all because he couldn't keep it in his pants. And because I exposed him." "Yes, and because you exposed him." She looked at me, really looked. "Do you regret it?" "Sometimes." "Only sometimes?" "Most times." She nodded. "For what it's worth, I don't think you're a monster. Misguided, maybe, but not a monster." "Thanks, I think." Greg and I are actually friends now, better friends than we were spouses. We get coffee, talk about our lives. He's happy with Carlos. I'm happy alone. It worked out. Greg bought a townhouse near Carlos. They live 10 minutes apart, see each other daily. Maybe they'll move in together eventually. Maybe they won't. Either way, they seem content. Their divorce was the only one that felt okay, mature, adult. No screaming, no lawyers fighting. Just two people who'd outgrown their marriage acknowledging it. Dividing assets fairly. Staying friends afterward. I envy that sometimes. Mark and I could have done it that way. Should have. But I chose explosion instead. Confrontation. Public humiliation. Why? My therapist asks this constantly. Why did you need everyone to know at once? Why not private conversations, individual reveals? Because I wanted them to feel what I felt, the shock, the betrayal, the public shame. I wanted them to hurt the way I hurt. That's not noble. It's not justice. It's revenge. And I'm still unpacking whether revenge was worth it. Jennifer, sweet, naive Jennifer, blocked us all, deleted her social media, disappeared completely. I hope she's okay. Hope she found someone who deserves her. Hope she got her baby eventually. But I'll never know. She was the most innocent, the only one who'd done nothing wrong, and I destroyed her life anyway. Collateral damage. That guilt I carry fully. That one's mine. I got my job back, insurance investigator. Turned out destroying your own neighborhood made you excellent at finding fraud. My boss said, "You've got an eye for patterns, for lies, for what people are hiding." Yeah, I do. Wish I didn't. Clients love me. I close cases fast,
Find evidence efficiently. Don't hesitate to expose the truth, no matter how ugly. It's made me very good at my job and very lonely in my life. Dating is difficult when your reputation is woman who destroyed 5 marriages with surveillance cameras. The story made local news. Small articles. Neighborhood watch gone wrong. Suburban surveillance scandal. My name attached forever to this mess. Potential partners Google me. Find the articles. Ghost. Can't blame them. Who wants to date someone who might be filming their every move? The irony is, I'd never do it again. Never want cameras. Never want to know everything. Ignorance might not be bliss, but knowledge is definitely suffering. My mother said once, "You did the right thing for the wrong reasons." Maybe,
Or maybe there's no right thing when everyone's already chosen wrong. I drove past Maple Grove Court last week, first time since we'd moved out. Took a detour on purpose. Curiosity, masochism, maybe both. The street looked different, cleaner somehow, like a wound that's healed but left a scar. 3 of the 5 houses have new families now, young couples who don't know the history. A family with a toddler learning to walk on that shared green space where we used to have block parties. Retirees who smile and wave, blissfully ignorant. They've taken down most of the cameras. The ones that remain point only at front doors, driveways, normal security, the kind that catches porch pirates, not adultery. No more panopticon, no more surveillance state. Just neighbors, living next to neighbors, probably lying, probably cheating, probably hiding something, but not knowing, not watching, not destroying each other with truth. Is ignorance bliss? I don't know anymore. I know truth destroyed us, all of us, completely, irrevocably. But lies were destroying us too, just slower, hidden, eating us from the inside. Which death is better, fast and violent, or slow and invisible? People still ask if I regret it, the cameras, the watching, the exposing. My therapist asks every week. Yes, I see a therapist now. Ironic considering. Dr. Ramirez, nice woman, mid-50s, specializes in trauma. She doesn't judge, just asks questions. Makes me uncomfortable, which is probably the point. Do you feel guilt? She asked in our first session. Yes. For what specifically? Jennifer. She was innocent. I destroyed her anyway. And the others? I thought about that. Less guilt. They were all lying, all hurting someone. Including you? Including me. She nodded, wrote something down. What do you think you were really looking for when you installed those cameras? Proof that Mark was cheating. And when you found it? I kept looking. Why? Good question. Why did I keep watching after I found what I was looking for?
Because, I said slowly, I wanted to know I wasn't alone. That everyone else was lying too. That I wasn't the only fool. She wrote that down too. My lawyer asked during the divorce proceedings. Frank Morrison, expensive, ruthless, exactly what I needed. Did you know the cameras might be inadmissible? He asked. That Mark's attorney could argue illegal surveillance? I considered it. And you went ahead anyway? Yes. Why? Because I didn't care about winning legally. I cared about everyone knowing the truth. He leaned back, studied me. You wanted to punish them. Yes. At least I was honest about that. My mother asked when I showed up at her door with 2 kids and no husband. She didn't say, "I told you so." She didn't have to. The look said everything. "I knew Mark was wrong for you," she said, pouring coffee. "Too ambitious, too image-conscious. But this," she gestured vaguely, "this is excessive, Diana." "He was cheating on me with our neighbor." "I know, and I'm sorry, but you didn't have to destroy the entire street to prove a point." "It wasn't about proving a point." "Then what was it about?" I didn't have an answer then. Still don't. Not really. Lily asks sometimes. She's 11 now. Old enough to understand that Mommy broke the family. Young enough to still be angry about it. Old enough to know other kids have intact families. Young enough to resent me for taking that away. "Why did you do it?" she asked last month. We were doing homework at my tiny apartment kitchen table. Math problems. Simple equations. Not like the complicated ones I'd created. "Do what, honey?" "Show everyone. You could have just told Dad you knew. You could have divorced quiet, like Emma's parents did. Nobody at school even knew until it was over. Why did you have to tell everyone?" Smart kid. Too smart. Sees through my bullshit already. "Because," I said carefully, "sometimes secrets hurt more than one person. And when you know something that affects other people, you have a responsibility. To tell? To decide whether to tell. And you decided yes. Yes. Was it the right decision?" I looked at her. My daughter. Product of a marriage I'd destroyed. Living in a broken home because I couldn't stay silent. Because I couldn't just focus on my own pain. Had to spread it around, share the misery. "I don't know, Lily. I really don't know." She nodded, went back to her math. Equations balanced, answers clear. 2 + 2 = 4. X = 7. Solve for Y. Not like life. Never like life. Ben doesn't ask questions. He's 8 now. Just accepts that Daddy lives somewhere else. That we have 2 homes, 2 bedrooms, 2 sets of toys. Accepts it the way kids accept everything adults do, with resignation, with adaptation. Last week, he asked if I had a boyfriend. I said no. He said that's good. He didn't want a new dad. I said he'd always have his dad. Nobody's replacing anyone. He seemed satisfied. But I wonder sometimes what he'll think when he's older, when he Googles me and finds the articles, when he realizes his mother was the villain in someone's story, maybe everyone's story. Resilient or traumatized. Hard to tell at his age. Hard to tell at any age, really. I think about Maple Grove Court sometimes, before the cameras, when we were just neighbors, friendly strangers who waved hello and borrowed sugar. We were happier then, or at least we seemed happy, performed happy convincingly. Does it matter if happiness is real or performed? If you feel happy, isn't that enough? Or does truth matter more than feeling? I used to think truth always mattered, that lies were poison, that honesty healed. Now I think, maybe some lies protect. Maybe some truths destroy needlessly. Maybe wisdom is knowing which is which. I didn't have that wisdom. Still don't. I installed those cameras to catch a thief, to protect my family, to feel safe. Instead, I caught my husband cheating, my neighbors lying, my whole neighborhood crumbling, and myself becoming something I didn't recognize, someone who watches, records, exposes, destroys. The thief I was looking for was inside my house the whole time. Not Mark, not David, not any of them. Me. I stole their privacy, their secrets, their choice to confess or hide. I stole their control over their own lives. Was I justified?
Did their lies forfeit their right to privacy? Or was I just another person using power to hurt people who hurt me? I don't know. But I know this. I live in an apartment with no cameras now. I close the blinds. I don't watch my neighbors. I've seen enough, more than enough. And I've learned security is an illusion. Privacy is a myth. Surveillance destroys trust faster than any affair. Truth is painful, but lies are poison. And sometimes the person you should watch most carefully is yourself. Because when you look for monsters everywhere, you risk becoming one. I joined a neighborhood watch to catch a thief. I caught myself instead. And that's the truth I have to live with every single day.